Hi, this is Lorrie Jonas. I designed for Robin's Nest, and I pulled out a bunch of different things that I would like to art journal with, and I wanted to share it with you before I started my project. Doesn't mean I'm going to add all of these things to it, but I have some golden pink beads, and I so love them, so I want to add them to my journaling page. I want to add a tag. Just want to find a place where I can add a tag, but I'm going to paint over this tag. I wanted to add some of these printed stickers. I just love them. And so I want to add those. And I also have some printed images from, and a little ribbon. And I have some printed images from Altered Pages. And these are called Little Spring Birdies. And I'm pretty positive I'm going to be using these. But I also have Easter greetings and Sweet Easter cards. And I might make a different project with these, like an art journaling card or an art journaling pendant, or just something small with these, but I love them. They're really cute. Yeah, sorry about all the ums and ums. I like to use these for my journaling and titling. I like to use I like the glitter technique, and I also just loved this page right here. There's two of them that I have, and I liked all the squares, and I can use that a lot in my art journaling. I might just make a house or something to that effect with birds, and so this is just like a page. I randomly like to just add dabs of paints to different things that I do. This is my art journal, and so you can see I already have some paints here and there, because sometimes I like to spray the ink on top of them, and then all this acrylic ink becomes resist. When you use dilutions, it resists acrylic paint, and so I do that a lot. So here's a page that I started. It's just random. No, I have extra paint, so I like to use it. And I add it to my different art journaling pages. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I like the fact of houses and stuff, but I also love to make, like girls and things like that. And so I'm going to add a bit of white gesso just in the middle, I'm going to roll it after, but I'm going to add it just with my brush, just a regular brush. Just on top of it like this. Some of this reacts with water, and so I want to kind of put a stabilizer over it, and it's a very one thin coat on top of this, and see what happens. See how, I don't know if you can see, but some of the green got over on my brush when I added the gesso to it. But this is going to just make this stay so that I can go ahead and start working on top of it. I'm just closing my gesso. I don't want it to, and it is, I don't want it to spill out. I'll just push it down. I have so many pens too that I want to use. So as we're waiting for this gesso to dry, we can start thinking, because it's such a thin coat, it will dry in no time. We can start thinking about which bird or what exactly we want to do with all this stuff. And I think I'm going to start on, I'm just going to put this on this page. On focus. And I'm going to use my clear gesso right on top of this tag. Because I just want to add it, even if it's just hanging off. And it's kind of thick. And clear gesso is really chalky. So it will leave this with a coarse, it will dry clear and be like chalky coarse so that I could write on it or do whatever I'd like. This isn't completely dry, but I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm thinking, where do I want my bird? Where do I want, I'll make a girl or something. Or even a birdhouse. Let's see what we'll do. It's just thinking, okay, I definitely want to use the bird. And so I'm going to think about what goes with, you know, do we want a whimsical? I'm just searching for some bird houses. I do my own, but sometimes I like to search for, you know, so I can have a feel. I'm just searching on the internet whether I want bird houses, whimsical, you know. It all comes with how I'm feeling and how large of a bird, how I want this bird to be in the house. I think I'm going to do a simple image. Just have the bird house. And remember, I'm drawing with pen. So you don't necessarily have to draw with a pen. I'm going to just have it come out like this. So it's kind of a side view, but it's a front view. And so this, a circle will go here. It will come down. I'm going to do a double, kind of a double birdhouse here. And I'm doing it in ink so that you could see it. And I'm going to start again, just have another birdhouse, like a duplex. And we're going to have this come down and just right over. This kind of is like that. And just we'll do another circle here and maybe have this come out like that and make a little circle in the end so it looks like it's coming out. And now this is when I usually add my journaling. Like we could journal all down this side. Whatever you feel. I'm always positive when I do. What a You can make it so you can read it or you can't read it. I'm going to zoom up a little just so you can see how my art journaling is going to be. Hopefully that's enough. What a wonderful snowy winter we have been having. Kids playing on sleds, and okay, now we're gonna go down a little bit and start the other roof. So and having so much fun. I am so looking forward to hearing the birds sing again. And it's all right if you can't really read it. And so this is going to be the shadowing. It's going to be like shadows. And inside here, the circle, I'm gonna journal inside both of them. Wish I was young to enjoy the snow like they are. Life is fun when you enjoy your seasons, you know. And then, wow, we already have some shade areas there. I often like to, what else do I want to do? So these are going to be like the shaded areas. This is going to be kind of like that. So you can kind of see that, like you can kind of see this. So it's a double house. And the tag's probably just going to be up here somewhere, and I'm going to journal the tag. So with this, I am going to just trim out a bird. This one looks like it would fit right on the birdhouse. You know, just do it the way you want. I always like to make sure it's trimmed well, though. You know, you don't want to have to because this is going to be layer upon layer upon layer, and then after it becomes your own little art. But it's always good to have little images. Where you could cheat from. I think so. So I'm liking that. I'm just going to, I really just want the bird image, so I'm just going to trim it really well, because I don't really like it too much when there's a lot of the white showing. As you see, I'm really trimming up this bird. And so I want this bird to be right on this. right there. And it's all right if it covers up a little bit of the hole there. I'm just making sure I trim it well. Now I'm going to take a little bit of my matte medium. I have this liquid. I have both, but I want to try this because this is the newer. I have the real thick matte medium, which I really like. But I prefer a little bit of it. But before I do this, I want to get ahead of myself. Add a bit of this on top of the birdhouse that does not have. Okay, so I'm just gonna pour just a little bit on there and just take my little palette knife and move it around. You want to use your palette knife because I find this kind of ruins the, I'm going to start cutting out some of these strips and these purple, and I'm just going to trim it to fit. It's okay to overlap a little the birdhouse. And it's up to you how you want to use it. I don't really want any of the white. I like the purple images, and so I'm just trimming the images. Okay, so yeah. It's really nice when you have this thick gesso and you use it with this knife. It goes a long way. I want to make sure the lines are straight, because I want it to look nice. Not that it wouldn't look nice if the lines weren't straight. Okay. I'm just trying to add texture right now. I'm just grabbing one of the small squares. Then I'm going to take my gel medium over here and just let it leak into the paint here. I'm going to try to add some texture here. So I put the medium and I'm just let it clump up here. I'll just go up and down and let it dry. And so this will dry with texture. So that's nice, and so won't this, because it's kind of clumpy. And so I'm liking that. And so I'm going to leave that part alone. I'm going to do the same with this top part. I'm going to add just a little of this matte medium. And I'm going to rub it till it blends in with the paint. Starts to turn blue. See that? It's starting to turn blue. And then I'm just going to go up and down. And then leave it like that. I'm going to do the same over here with this, because this is going to be a shadow. Takes a lot of, well, there it comes. There we go. And so right now I'm just adding a little texture. It looks like this already has some on there. So I'm just gonna it's like I covered up my little hole. That's okay. To add the matte medium, and I'm going to cover this bird. It all blends really nice, and the birdhouse has like green. I just need to add a little bit more up here. Keep that textured. And so now we're going to cut out more of these. So I think I'm going to cut out 2 at a time. to start trimming and putting it on. It's alright to cut them in half. You can rip it off, you can, you know, whatever. Make sure just the sides are straight. You can use it in different spots. Even the holes I'd really like. I like my edges not so clumpy and just there we go. Now I'm going to add just a little bit more gesso on top. I knew this would look nice on this. It's not gesso, I'm sorry, it's a matte medium. I don't want any there. When it dries, I'll clear out that top, but I'm going to leave like this part here and this part here, and this part I'll just paint over, so it needs to be thin. Now I wouldn't mind having this flying bird, this one, and maybe this one. So let's see, they're heading in different directions. I want that clear a bit. I'm just cutting out the bird, doing it so you can see it. I'm trying to think. I think I'm gonna, that one's there. Maybe I'll put this one flying home. Okay, I'll put that one there. And there's another one right here I want to cut out and put over here. It's best when you are making birds like this to do it in 3 and try to make it like a triangle. And the same laws apply to scrapbooking. It's just a design law. It just looks nicer. You don't have to, because everybody's eyes are different. So this one is coming in for a landing. Oh, excuse me. Right. And I'm going to put this one up here. Probably just in the corner, coming in. This birdie's coming in. It's calling the birdie tower. Okay. Still just adding lines here for the effect when I come in after. Okay, now I'm going to let it dry, and then we'll come in and we'll paint. And this will be the beginning of our art journal page. I'm getting excited. I do this all the time, like, yeah, yeah. Okay, I decided just to put matte medium all over the place and just blend it in into the background. See how it's like blue, smushy type. And so the background right now is being just adding texture to it, and I think it looks really nice. Just trying to make sure none gets no clumps get on the birds, because I need that to be flat, because I'm going to be painting over them in the same color. You'll see I add like highlights to this, and it's going to be just beautiful. And look at my palette knife. It's actually blue. If you could see all that blue is coming off it's matte medium. And with my pages, I like to, if you look at my pages, this is the only one that's double-sided. I usually have, I do one side and then leave one side blank, just in case if I would like to hang it up, then I don't have to worry about it being two-sided. And I do frame a lot of my work, and so I'll just rip it out of my journal and frame it, and then I don't have to worry about it. And if I do that, then I can work on this page here, the other side, and then there'll be, it just depends if I'm gonna. I usually don't. I just do one side. So yeah, I know it might be, people might think, oh, what a waste, but To me, it's not. It all depends on how you look at it, I guess. I like to add little lines into it as it's drying, just wigglies. A lot of motion, you know, keep the motion going in the, wherever it'll be. So you just adds texture to it as it's drying. Yeah, since there's texture inside the house, not so much, but everywhere else, I want to add texture. But not near the house with texture. Because it will show up after. And so I just wanted to show you that process right there. And then we still got a lot of journaling to do. I don't usually add titles. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I like to just write everywhere and add it into my art journal page. And not necessarily do you need to read